Ana Tabares was a broke and disparate single mother of two when she took a job preparing food in a cocaine laboratory, got caught up in a police raid, and found herself behind bars. The Colombian government, which considers the United States-led war on drugs a failure, is analyzing the cases of thousands of jailed women like Tabares, some of whom have already been freed under a new law. Tabares was 36 when soldiers and police burst into the remote camp where she worked for cocaine manufacturers. She was arrested alongside 3 other people as part of fierce war on drugs in Colombia, the world's biggest cocaine producer. A judge ignored her pleas and sentenced her to 10 years and 8 months in prison for trafficking and manufacturing narcotics. Her boss remains at large.
It is always us, the least involved, who pay the price. I feel that they need me. There have been times that I called and they went to bed without eating.
The diagnosis is that the war on drugs has been highly costly in financial terms, but perhaps even more so in terms of people's lives. Colombia has spent decades battling powerful drug cartels, using the military and millions of dollars from the United States, which pushed for harsh crackdowns in the country. But the narcotic business is still thriving. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro is now seeking a different approach. His government wants to stop going for small players such as cocoa farmers and other low-ranking workers and go all in against the big bosses and those involved in money laundering networks. In March 2023, President Pedro signed a law allowing poor women, who are the main breadwinners of their families, to serve their sentences outside of prison by doing community service with the authorization of a judge. The Colombian Justice Ministry estimates that 37% of the 7,000 women in crowded prisons were there for crimes related to drug trafficking or micro-trafficking, the small-scale distribution of narcotics. Only 15% of male inmates are detained for these crimes. Thanks to the new law, around a dozen women have been freed this year. Tabares clings to the hope that she will be freed and reunited with her daughter, who is no longer a minor, and 12-year-old son, who is in the care of his aunt. Another prisoner, Angie Hernandez, has spent almost 4 years in prison. Her addiction to cocaine led her into homelessness and selling drugs on the street. In her absence, her teenage daughters have been living with their grandmother, and one has dropped out of school. She said she has faith that she will be freed once a judge has studied her case. The Washington Office on Latin America, an NGO, estimates that more than 40% of women in prison across the region for crimes linked to drugs. In 2019, 79% of women detained for such crimes had between 1 and 5 children, according to a report that year from the UN's Drug Office. Most of them had become mothers before the age of 18. Kevin Sewe, Mwanzo TV.